Hi, my people, Davorka here again, and let's finally continue with my recap of UPW day number 2, and we're just going to conclude day number 2 with this video because there are just only few things left. However, I have to mention that one of the things that I'm not going to go through here is the Wheel of Life exercise and closing the gap. You have the Wheel of Life exercise pamphlet and all the explanation about it in my Facebook group, Being Great Being. So just go there and it's downloadable. So you can just download it from the resources there. It's completely free. So go and have fun. And it's a really good tool, very good exercise to help you where you are right now and what kind of areas of your life you want to put to the next level and what are the steps that you're going to do. So it's much easier for you to figure out what your next steps are than just thinking about your life as a whole. You can get quite easily overwhelmed by that. So in that way, this Wheel of Life exercise comes really, really, really good and really, it's really helpful. Okay. So when it comes to the rest that was left for the day number 2, that would be the 5 keys to asking intelligently. Again, this is something, everything is connected. As said before, everything is just said in maybe a different way and seen from the different perspective for you, for that knowledge for you to sink in. So when it comes to the 5 keys to asking intelligently, the first one is ask specifically. Now this key has it's like a double-sided coin, right? So the first thing, the first side is ask exactly what you want, when you need it, why you need it. More specific you can be, more better it is for you and for the person you are asking whatever you're asking. The flip coin of that would be you need to identify your competitive advantage. So what does that mean? It means that you have something that you do that other people don't do. So because we are all individuals, we are all different. And of course, there are certain things and certain areas where something comes so easily for you and you are better than other people in doing that. If you are unaware of what that would be for yourself, just go and ask your loved ones or people that know you for a long time or people that you have been working with what would be your competitive advantage in regards to other people. And you would be surprised how clearly sometimes other people can see you and your advantages and instead of yourself, because probably you're more similar as me than than anything. And for me, when it comes to my advantages and just my good sides, because and things that just come natural for me, I come from understanding that it's natural for everybody. So I don't see anything special about it because it's so easy for me, it's so natural to me, and in that way I become blind to that. So that's when other people's feedback comes really nicely to you and can help you a lot to see yourself more clearly, especially from that angle, right, for this exercise. The second key would be ask someone who can help you. So the easiest way to explain this is, for example, if you need upliftment and you need somebody to just put your spirits up, you're not going to somebody who is clinically depressed and who is really, really in a miserable state of mind all the time and really negative. So you're going to go to somebody who can actually do that for you, right? The same thing goes, for example, if you want to open a business, you're not going to ask for business advice from somebody who never had a business. Especially somebody who was always just an employee. And what is really, really interesting is that usually the people who are the most vocal are the people who have no experience in the area whatsoever. They just know, maybe they have some theoretical knowledge, but they think that that's enough for for whatever it is that you want to do. And of course, practical knowledge always beats theoretical knowledge, because in practice, a lot of things are not the way that are shown in theory, right? So be mindful of that. The third thing would be create value for the person you're asking. And now this is in a way self-explanatory, because if you are in a business of service, and of course you need help regarding your business, of course you're going to provide something back, right? If you are asking for a loan from the bank, that's just self-explanatory in a way, because you know you're going to ask for money, you're going to explain everything to them, why, what you're going to get in return, what is the date for the return of the money. You're going to give all that information, but also, you know, they're going to get extra money, they're going to get fees and, you know, interest on the money that they gave you. So you need to provide something back, some kind of value to give back to the person who is helping you, not necessarily monetarily. It can be any other way. So for example, I did share it with you that I got this UPW ticket for free, and it was really a blessing, really a blessing. This lady didn't ask anything from me. She just had a ticket that she didn't need, and she wanted to give it to somebody, and I was there. I was fortunate enough to get it, but I did give something back to her. I offered her a free training and free coaching. So it's in a way I gave her the best value that I can at this moment in time. So it's like everything is reciprocity. What you get in, you also give out. Everything is energy. It doesn't have to be in the same method of getting it, but it's different way. It's just energy. You need to give something back, right? And especially if you are asking for help, the person who is going to get something out of helping you is going to be more inclined of helping you, of course, because our biggest asset is actually our time. So why would anybody spend their time that they maybe are so have lack of it for doing something that they love, if they're not going to get anything out of that? Okay, just think about it from your own perspective. Would you do it? I don't think so. The fourth key is ask with focus, congruent belief. Now, again, it was mentioned before, whatever you are going for, if you are deciding that you want to have a certain kind of life in the next 5 years, you have to be clear about it. So burn all your bridges or all your ships. Do not be like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You have to go for it. Go for it, and actually be completely convinced that this is something that you want and you're going for that. First of all, you have to convince yourself for you to be able to convince anybody else. Because if you don't believe in it, how could anybody else? Why would somebody want to help you and lose their precious time on that, and you're not even sure of it by yourself? So it's just, you know, it's self-explanatory in a way, and it's so completely logical, right? And key number 5 is ask until you get what you want. So this is again about consistency and about not giving up until you get the results that you want. So it's when you see that your story, your voyage, whatever you're doing is not going in the direction that you wanted it to, you can always tweak it. You can change something. You can, you know, add something new to it. So everything is just trial and error, right? Until you get it right. There is no formula in this world that was made just by this. Every formula that was here, is it chemical or mathematical, any formula that was here first was tweaked and tweaked and tweaked until it became perfect, right? And it was tweaked until the perfection. So they did not give up until they got the result. So just do not give up. Actually, consistency, right? And tweaking it in between. So that would be the 5 keys to asking intelligently. Now let's move to the power of a team. So We as human beings, we are social creatures, right? We need other people, some more, some less, but we need that feedback because, again, one of the basic human necessities is actually connection, right? And love. And one of the spiritual one, as we learn here, is the contribution, so you can give back. So whenever you're working with other people, you feel happy, you feel inspired. You can actually be really wealthy and really successful and being alone and being really miserable. So I don't think that nobody strives for that kind of life. You want to have a happy, successful, wealthy life. You don't want to have just successful and wealthy life. That's an empty life. So that's why we need that, right? And there is this thing that I mentioned before, and that is that most people are more open to do certain things and certain uncomfortable actions for other people and not for themselves. And I mentioned that because I'm a mom, and for my girls I would move mountains. But when it comes for me, I'm more complacent and more okay with being settled down and being miserable. Then when I think about it, how I affect them, right? So for them, I would do more than I would do for myself. And most of the people are like that. So we would do more for other people. Okay. So that's like our own leverage that we do have. And it's really important who you are spending time with. And there's a thing here, and it says, and this is a Tony Robbins actually quote, and it says that people's lives are a direct reflection of the expectations of their peer group. So just think about it. Who do you hang around with? Who are your peer group? Like, are they people in victim mentality who think that everything is done to them? They're not powerful. They're just under the will of the system, of the government, of everything that is happening. Or are you hanging out mostly with people who are successful, who believe that there are many possibilities, that life is great, and you can succeed in life just by thinking about it, right? So it really is important who you are spending more time with. Just think about it. Think about the people around you. Now, again, this is not against those people. This is not against saying, okay, those people are bad. They have no value. It's not about that. This is about you. So what do you want out of your life? Do you want to have the same life as you have so far? Or do you want to have something better and tweak it in a better way? So what does it need to get there? One of the really important thing is to have people and peers that are going to actually move you forward, something that you want, and those are the people usually who are streaming towards that. So that would be all of that. And there are two key beliefs that Tony mentions here. And the first one, and I agree with both of them, really, really, really hard full-heartedly. And the first one is people do the best they can with the resources they have. So if you don't believe that you are powerful, you can do more than you are doing right now, right? So because you don't have that kind of knowledge, that kind of resource, in a way. And the key belief number two is there are no unresourceful people, only unresourceful states. So again, this is just the state of your mind. You can always change that, okay? So you're never a victim unless you acknowledge that you're a victim. You believe that. So change the state of your mind. That's a really important one. And now, let's get to the last part of the day number 2. And that is the magic of rapport, okay? And now, what is rapport? Rapport is feeling of commonality, right? So when you are hanging out with your friends, you have that feeling of being the same in a way, right? You understand each other. You are in the same space in time, right? So it's relationship that you have with people around you. That's the connection that you have with them. So how do you build rapport? And this is actually the part of NLP, and I am going through the certificate NLP certification, so I know this really well. And I remember this from psychology from my high school and my university, and this is so true on so many levels. Just think about it and you're going to see that also in your own life, and actually try to play with this. And there are three forms of communication, as we all know. The first one is words, so the vocal one. The second one is voice qualities, so the way that you talk. And the third one is psychology. So out of those three forms of communication, the words are only 7% of communication, because I can tell you I love you, or I can tell you I love you. So what is more like plausible to you, the first one or the second one? If it's me, I would say the first one was a lie. The second one is more enthusiastic, and it's more with the it feels like with emotion right here. So the first one, just the words, is only 7% of communication. The second one was qualities. As I said, I love you, with that quality, is 38% of communication. However, the biggest part of communication is actually psychology. So psychology is not just vocal part, right? The voice qualities and words are the vocal part in a way. But when it comes to the psychology, it's also mirroring. So it's body psychology, like body language. And usually people are attracted to people who are like them in a way. I believe, now I remember when I first heard about Dean Graziosi, and he was explaining his story, how he started succeeding because he started learning from Tony Robbins. And the reason why he started listening to this guy, it was not just because he was successful, it was because they had the same upbringing, the same beginning. So he saw that commonality with themselves. He could understand him because he saw himself in him. And people are usually attracted to the people who are similar to them and have similar experiences or similar modalities as they do. So it's like, or to people who you would like to be, right? So whoever you like, you usually not sometimes, quite often unconsciously, you actually copy them. And it's not on purpose, but sometimes whoever you do like, you're going to copy certain modalities of that person. And that's really true. And I actually talked about that today with my mom. And because it's so evident to everybody that I meet that they are copying somebody who they like. And that's really interesting. Again, there is this way of so matching and mirroring. This is the tool, NLP tool actually. And what does that mean? So matching is, for example, if you are having just a conversation with somebody and you don't know that person really well, and you want to really build that rapport with that person, then if that person is holding their head like this, or just holding the head on their cheek, whatever, on their cheek, you can do that also in your own way, and just in a way match, right? Mirror that person. If that person is blinking a lot, you can actually match the blinking. So you can match the breathing of that person. So everything has to be really subtle. But on subconscious level, you're going to build that rapport with that person, and you're going to be more not attractive in a physical way. It's just going to be that rapport is going to be built, that connection is going to be built really faster when your physical, like, body language is also mirroring the person, because that person on subconscious level can see how likable you are, like how similar you are, and when you see something similar, you connect with that much faster. So those are the things, some of the elements of to mirror that you can mirror when it comes to the words. It's keywords of phrases or phrases, then structure of the sentences. When it comes to the voice quality, it's the tone of voice, tempo or speed, volume, inflection. And then when it comes to the psychology, is the posture, how you're standing, gestures, eye contact, facial expression, breathing, proximity, and touch. And so those are the elements to mirror. And this is just how to build the rapport with another person that you want to connect with. Okay, guys, so, oh my God, that would be all for the day number 2. We finished the day number 2 of the UPW, and now I'm going to make a new video for the day number 3. Thank you so much for staying up until this part in this video. I hope you learned a lot. If you have any questions, you know what to do. Put it down in the comments. And hit like, subscribe, and share my videos to other people that you think that could benefit from them. And see you in my next video. Bye bye for now.